be here. And most importantly, I'm glad I could be here. If I missed you guys, I would have been going to Vietnam tonight. 22nd, I have to go to Australia. But Rajesh was very clever enough to know what day I'm getting out of town. He said, okay, we fix you for this day. I said, fine. Then I asked him, what do you want me to talk about? I talk well. Have done it across the globe. He said, just share your journey with us. I said, that's going to be a piece of cake because I lived it. I could tell you what I did. So that's what I will talk to you about. How did I come? Where did I come from? What did I do? What makes me a little bit different from the others? Why am I standing here? Born and brought up from Kerala. Did my pharmacy school. Very simple life, middle class family. Nothing unusual. Very simple. But what I did after my pharmacy degree was something unusual. Far out of Kerala, many people have not gone to United States. They have all seen United States in the map. But a year after working, decided I'm going to US. I decided I'm not going to Middle East because everybody was going to Middle East. I will go to US. My biggest problem, my mother. I went and asked her, I have an opportunity to go to US. What is your opinion? He said, if you can do better, go. Now, what more inspiration I need? Nothing more. And I went. When 1975, August, landed in the US. That is where I really learned the art and science of making a living. Because in India, a lot of things we take for granted. When you land in the United States, especially in those years, you learn to cook Indian food. You really do. And you really appreciate the taste of Indian food. You can have the burger. Is the sound coming through? Okay. You really learn to appreciate Indian food. You learn to cook. And you learn to appreciate a lot of things that are Indian that you miss in the United States. I kept going, changed my jobs, and I was very lucky to get into one of the leading pharmaceutical companies of the world, Pfizer. Today, it is world's #1 company, again in the research and development division. Growing up as an ordinary student, nothing unusual. I did my master's from Long Island with the Rockeye honors. Rockeye means you belong to the 2% of the group of pharmacists who has at least 3.5 or better grade point average and never had a C. Went on to do my PhD at St. John's University. What is more interesting is I was doing my master's and I was doing my PhD when I was working full time with the family. Now, master's is okay, a lot of people can do it, but PhD take the best out of you. I was very fortunate that the companies that I worked for, I made a deal with them. I'm here until 2:30, and I will start at 6 or 7 in the morning. Then I am gone. I'm gone. But then it is my school. I drove 85 miles one way and 85 miles back after 10 o'clock at night. It was actually 6 years of struggle to get that PhD. But the decision that I will take my PhD, no matter what, that drove me. Because early on in life, I realized one thing. There is absolutely no substitute for hard work. Lottery will come and go, but 1 in a billion chance. Don't wait for that one. Work for what you want to believe in. I still consider that the PhD that I took in 1986 was my biggest achievement that I ever had. Forget the wealth that came afterwards. And that was beyond my dreams. And in fact, I was asked the question, did you ever think that you will be this wealthy? You will do all these things? I said, I had no idea. Okay, but opportunities were there, and I worked hard. And everything I started to do, I put my mind and heart into that one. There was no second chance. I was never looking for a second chance. I want to win the first time around. That was my approach. That was my attitude. 88, I decided, enough of working for everybody else. Now I'm going to do it by myself. What a decision. Then I did what is called worst case analysis. What is the worst thing that can happen to me? The worst case analysis was very simple. My life savings of $250,000 will go. But I'm still young. I'm still an American PhD. I can always get a 100,000 plus job. Hey, that is not that bad. That's a good scenario. But if I win, if I make it, I have made it. I didn't know, what companies I'll create. 88, I started my business again. First couple of years, until that time, I was in the R&D with a white jacket on me, developing, creating new products, innovative products for Pfizer, for Carter Wallace, for Peco Pharmaceuticals, ranging from dosage form from tablets, sustained-release tablets, capsules, transdermal dosage form, and sterile ophthalmics. You name one dosage form, I have done it, or I can do it. In the first couple of years, I was actually going through a transition, learning the art and science of selling something. I was learning the art and science of doing and creating a new product all these years. Now today, I have to sell something. Lost all my money, but still, worst case scenario is not bad. Then came the biggest breakthrough. There is a product called niacin. Some of you are familiar with that. It's a B vitamin. It is the best product on earth, at least according to National Institute of Health, for managing your HDL, high density lipoproteins. But if you take 100 milligram, most of us will flush and itch all over the skin. But if it is given in slow release, it's good. But every company had to buy this item, make it a slow release tablets. It's a major job. I was at that time associated with Long Island University, so I did some research. This is early 90s. I created a powder that the companies can buy and make a tablet, they get a slow release product. Make a capsule, they get a slow release product. They don't have to do anything, just buy my product. A New York company saw the product, saw my presentation, said, Dr. Majid, whatever you wanted. I said, I want $1.50 per kilo. You must assure me at least 50 tons per month. We used to sell about 75 tons per month. Every kilo produced $1.50 to my account. That means I'm on the verge of getting $100,000 every month. Turned around my business very fast. Now, when I started the business, I was getting into generic drugs, which I'm a front runner to all the generic drug business out of India. But at the time I started, US FDA was going through a scandal. So much of bribery. So no paperwork moved. Then I had success with niacin. Then I thought, what else can I do? It was very simple. It was very obvious. India never understood. China is selling all their herbal products to USA. India was selling psyllium and senna. Both are laxatives. No other products from India came. I said, my God, India is as rich as China or better. And Ayurveda is much older than the Chinese system of medicine. There, the research mind came to my help. I looked at the first highly documented product out of India was Gugulipid. I introduced that product to the US market. Now I am faced with the two difficulties, teaching Americans how to pronounce and say Ayurveda and say Gugulipid. They learned after many years. But one of the things I did, my staff members who did the product development, the communication, was always young ladies with MBA from India. For them, Gugulipid comes to them naturally. Ayurveda, of course, not a problem. The Americans started picking up Ayurveda and Google it, and then I introduced a series of products. In other words, I pioneered more than 98% of Indian herbals in standardized fashion to the US, Europe, Japanese, and Southeast Asian markets. It is recorded history. Prior to me, India was selling psyllium, senna, and castor oil, all three in the laxative category. Therapeutic claims, although according to DISHA regulations, you cannot make therapeutic claims, you can write about that one. The US laws allows you, as a third party, you can write about what this product does. You can reference a research published by somebody else. While doing all this, one of the things that we did differently from everybody else was, we supported the research communities in the United States. MD Anderson Cancer Center, National Institute of Health, National Cancer Center. All these people were given free samples, free supplies by Sabinsa. That's our marketing arm. Don't get confused between Sabinsa and Sami. Sami is the holding company of Sabinsa. Sabinsa is the first company I started, but in 2003, I reverse merged everything from USA, Europe, Japan into India, making Sami an India-based multinational company. Many people don't do that. They do the reverse. They go to America. I'm getting out of there. America is absolutely great, but I'm an Indian and I'm born in this country and I deserve the 6 feet of land in this country. So, back to some of the challenges that I faced during building this business, supporting research community and developing patents. This was in the year 1995. My first patent on piperate was issued. 96, 97 passed silently. 98, I was taken on by the newspapers in India, Economic Times especially. With the mistaken information given to them, they published. Now black pepper is also taken by an American company. It was at the time of basmati rice. So it was heated discussion going on. People were upset that basmati really belongs to us. Now somebody has taken black pepper also. But it was in reference to us, Sami Labs. It took me 3 days to get back to Cochin. It was published out of Cochin. Call the same fellow who wrote this one. My questions to him were very simple. Listen, I'm as Indian as apple pie, and don't call me an American. Okay? And don't write about I'm an American company. I'm an Indian-based. Question is, Bioperin is sold in the United States at $600, but Cochin would sell it at $80. I objected to that one, because why I charge $600 and what is the significance of Bioperin? And I explained to him, you see, every patent I created has a concept to be put forward to. People think up until that time, in the area of nutrition, you eat something, you get that one. You are absolutely wrong. It is not what you eat. It is what you absorb that is coming into the body. That is the concept Bioperin put forward. It is not what you eat, it is what you absorb. That is the important thing. Now, that concept has taken root. If you go into Google now, you get over 1 million Bioperin hits. And countries across the globe use that item. So I was talking to this newspaper fellow and I said, listen, George can export it at $80, but I export it at $600. I bring more money to India. Which one do you want? Then sitting there, I said, my work is endorsed by Spices Board of India, which is a government of India organization. He checked with them. And the next morning, Economic Times Frontline wrote, US chief says the patent is okay and Spices Board supporting. I become the US chief, although I told him I'm as good a Malayali as you are. He had to write the US chief. But facts came out. Since then, nobody decided to take me on a patent issue in India. I have those challenges in the US, in Europe. There is patent infringement that I have gone after. I sometimes tell people I'm a battle-hardened fellow because I spend so much of money on lawyers. It is not even funny. But it must be done. If you are willing to spend the money to create an intellectual property, you must be able to defend that also. Another product that I brought to US was curcuminoids. Very little. Before I introduced that product as an antioxidant phytonutrient, it was a cheese coloring agent for the Americans. From the cheese coloring stage to a nutritional tablet, and today it is in the forefront of research for cancer. What most of you probably do not know, I'm associated with the company, I'm a shareholder in a different company, not Sami Sabinsa or any of those groups. It's an American company where we have developed an injectable curcumin. That injectable curcumin will go directly to the pancreatic cancer cells and take out the pancreatic cancer cells. Now today, for pancreatic cancer, there is absolutely no medicine available, either from the pharmaceutical technology or from the biomedical technology. If you get pancreatic cancer, your days are numbered. Curcumin may have the answer for that one. It's an injectable liposomal curcumin. Phase 1 studies are ongoing in Austria. When the phase 1 is over, the study will come to US also. I actually balance the nutritional dietary supplements and also with drugs, because I basically believe nature has provided enough material with scientific basis. One can prove that it has the ability to treat a disease. A case in point is a drug that we developed for psoriasis. It's an approved drug, not a nutraceutical, it's an approved drug and marketed by Cipla. It takes vision, and it takes a gut feeling. It takes faith to make the decision and go out and spend that 15 plus crores that are needed to get this done, or more. But when you win like that, it gives you a sense of satisfaction. I did that. And it is an approved drug. You know, since independence, India has created some of the giants in the pharmaceutical industry. Most of them are my friends, but none of them ever cared to look at what is the indigenous materials in India that we can develop as a drug and take it to the Americans. That's what I did. We have a glaucoma drug. We developed that and got a drug approval. So on the one hand, we create innovative, patentable products. On the other hand, we will create, again, patentable drug products. The capability exists. If any one of you walked into my research facilities, you will see the most modern instrumentation. Some of the smartest boys and girls work there. That's my commitment to India. I don't have to do all this research. I can make this concoction and sell it. But where is the future? The future belongs to those who work today for the future. R&D is about future. The patents that we create today will be valid even 20 years later, but much more returns for the company. And as I said, every patent of ours puts a concept forward. The other one of our major patent was force lean. Force lean brought out a new concept. It is not the weight that is important. It is the increase in lean body mass that you need. That's a new concept. Nobody ever talked about lean body mass. Lean body mass is very important to the body. If we have more lean body mass, you would have less problems and less medical conditions. That is a concept put forward. Eflornithine, again, is a patented item by us. None of you have ever heard it because it belongs to the drug category. It's an anti-cancer drug. It also has been developed for a particular purpose. If there is a disease worse than AIDS, it is called African sleeping sickness. You get it, you're dead. If you are not dead, there is an arsenic compound, they use this as a medicine. that medicine will make sure the fellow with the disease is dead. Okay. Eflornithine is an ideal product for that one. And at that time, when we developed this one in the Princeton R&D Center, it was going at $48,000. We made it for $800 and offered it to WHO. At our cost, you take it. But then again, anything that has anything to do with the African has to be involved through WHO. This has another very important medical use, hirsutism, female hair growth in the face. Godrej market, I think Godrej markets here, Gillette markets worldwide. This eflornithine product will kill the hair cell, hair. So every product was created with the good intentions, new ideas, new technologies. And today we stand at 69. I assure you, before the next year is over, we will cross 100 patents. Actually, the credit goes to a lot of my boys and girls who work for this one. I was also telling Rajesh, take some questions from the people here. But I also did not forget to tell him, don't take medical questions, because medical questions, there are different ways of answering that. I think I touched upon most of the areas I wanted to touch upon. If there are any questions, I'll take some. Some I may have answers, some I may not have answers. Now, the most important thing I forgot to mention to you. Listen, some people call me a serial entrepreneur. I am not a serial entrepreneur. I have many companies, Sabinza in Europe, Sabinza in Germany, Sabinza in Japan, Australia, South Africa, Sami here, then Edkel, organic aromatics. A serial entrepreneur is a fellow who creates a company, sells it, makes the money, goes to the next one. Whatever I created, I still keep them. None of them are sold. That my children will do. So, but I still have them. So each one of them is very unique, and in the creation of samidirect, I think I can accomplish a lot, because all these products I create, they go to most of the MLM and other companies. I'm a supplier to Amway, proud to be, and I'm a supplier to Herbalife, very proud to be. New Ways, you name one company on this earth, I have supplied to them. Okay. samidirect has a very unique opportunity to take it from me for the first 1 year and say, we keep it for a year, and then you go out and do it. samidirect is my way of, my outlet to introduce my newer innovative products into the market. Today it is India, but tomorrow it will be the global. And in the process of doing this one, I want to create more entrepreneurs like you and more winners like you. Thank you.
First question talk is from Baltej Singh, Hoshiarpur, Punjab. How the products of samidirect are different from other herbal products?
It's a very simple one, because a lot of time people make extracts, but the kind of analytical documentation, the kind of safety documentation, the kind of information package we develop is copied from us only. And so we pioneer these products, and we put a lot of science into this one. The safety documentation is the first and the foremost thing. Americans have one thing in common. Okay, even Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said no poisonous material should be used as a material. So the first, the toxicity evaluation. Each and every one of the products that you consume today has gone through rigorous toxicity analysis, and no other company can claim that one. Everybody makes extracts different. The way we make the extracts time and again is the same, and the toxicity data will stand up. If you go and buy the same extract from somewhere else, you do not know what solvents he used, what extracted, what he extracted out of the plant material, and the toxicity of that one. That is why we make it very unique. Our religion at SAMI is safety. Thank you.
Okay. Yogesh Chandra, Hoshiarpur, Punjab. After few years or after some time, if the current product, government allows only the doctors to promote these products, what will be happen to the current networkers?
Nothing would happen. You are licensed under PFA. Okay. You cannot just, the drug authority just go into PFA and say, now we are converting everything into drug. In that case, the rice you eat in the morning should go into drug category. The wheat should go into the category. It is licensed under PFA across the globe. Even the US, under DISHA regulations, you are a food supplement. This regulatory authority here.
Prevention of Food Adulteration Act.
Yeah.
It's actually
It is the regulatory body in India. And same like DISHA, Dietary Supplement Health Education Act in the US. And even Europe, EFSA, they're all taking the same view. So the likelihood it will go into that one is remote. And if that also is the case, then they have to regulate everything that we eat. I hope the world will never come to that point.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
One question is, will our company be registered in IDSA?
We are trying to do that one. Yes.
we are
Yeah.
all
Yeah. That is one of the mandates given to the people to register in IDSA.
Pramod Sharma, Jaipur. Proper education system of training mainly on the products and the systems.
I love to do that, but I have good quality people who could do that. You all have heard Ajay. He can do that, or you organize the people ready to do that one. Because there are areas where we lack. I know that. There are areas we lack. You know, we are learning this also. And Rajesh and Samir trying to get my attention because I'm across the globe, but I have given them sufficient time and I gave them the mandate. Educate our people. Once they are educated, they know what to do. Okay? Give them good science in simple languages. In simple language. Don't give them the longest terms that the scientists are familiar with. Simple languages. You know, if anybody asks what is curcumin good for, what does it do, why is it an anti-cancer product? Arey Baba, it's simple. Curcumin increases natural killer cells in the body. That's all it does. It's a simple answer. In fact, that is the mechanism by which curcumin works. When I wrote the first book, I didn't know it would be a good anti-cancer product. But over the last 20 years, unbelievable amount of literature has been published. But in everything, there is only one thing that stands out. Curcumin increases the natural killer cells capacity in the body. The killer cells are in the body, but it increases the activity of that one. Thereby, it prevents, reduces the tumors, the cancer potential. So, that kind of simple language to be given.
Thanks, Doctor.
भारत के सच्चे सपूत की जय। भारत के सच्चे सपूत की जय। भारत के सच्चे सपूत की जय।
When will be the cosmetics be launched? Aparapar Singh, Dr. Aparapar Singh.
This guy should be answering you that one, not me. Okay? But what it is we don't just introduce cosmetics unless it is clinically tested. It's the clinical test phase that Samir is handling now is taking a little longer. That's all. What did you say? 6 months latest at the most?
Within 6 months.
Yeah.
But there will be a couple of other products also which we are working on. Protein being the first one, which will happen before the end of this year.
Yeah. You know, even in the cosmetic area, I have created a line called Johara Cosmetics. The first 2 years, I went into a battle with Revlon, L'Oreal. They have a trademark called Johari, R-I. I told you fools, Johari is a surname in India because it's like the Smith in the United States or Patel in India. Johari is the surname of the people who work in goldsmith business. And I have a girl, Smita Johari, working in my cosmetics, and she said, how can they trademark my name? I said, they don't know. Okay. They are French people, they just don't know. Finally, it took me almost 3 years to get them out of my face, and I went on to register that in 85 countries, so that in future there will be no question. Even that one is taking me a little longer than I thought. But samidirect cosmetics will be with you in 6 months. But before that, we have a lot of exciting things planned. Okay. Few other things I'm not saying, because let these boys take the credit. And another thing before you go. You see, in the multi-level or direct selling business, you have seen foreign companies come, do well. Trust me, I am far superior. This India-based multinational is far superior to all these guys put together. Because our science is original, our science is real. And ours is the story of Ayurveda. And you know, people tell that Ayurveda has 5,000-year history. No. 27,000 years. The original Ayurvedic texts were written in non-Panini Sanskrit. What is non-Panini? Panini is the gentleman who wrote the grammatical rules of Sanskrit. But Ayurveda was written before him. Yeah. So we are front runners in the good science of Ayurveda. I can spend the next 2 hours talk about that one. But in 2005, when Dr. Anbumani Ramdas wanted somebody to talk at Geneva on the science behind Ayurveda for 10 minutes, the entire delegation has 15 minutes. So Vijay Singh has 1 minute, Anbumani Ramdas has 1.5 minutes, another person has 1 minute. But the entire delegation is speaking to the World Health Organization people, ministers from across the world. But I have 10 minutes to tell them the science behind Ayurveda. What Dr. Ambumani Ramdas said was, bring me somebody who has taken Ayurveda to America and let him talk to the Geneva people. Don't want anybody from Dabur or Himalaya here. Okay. Which he was right. Please.
I think we have taken most of the other questions during the presentation.
Please.
Okay, 2 last questions.
Respected sir, I'm glad to meet you. I was very eager to meet you actually, to see you actually. I'm blessed today.
Thank you.
So I just have one particular question actually. Intellectually, we are being challenged in the field. So what I feel is that means like we should have one, platform where either a doctor, a qualified person, either a scientist should be there to answer through us. It will be rotate. So that means like their intellectual level won't be challenged to that extent, or it won't be, not understandable for them actually.
It will be done. It will be done. My commitment to you. We will put together an excellent team to answer these kind of questions. We will.
If it is earlier, it will be much better, sir.
No. It is very important. I forgot to mention one thing to you. How I created Sabinza and how I created the reputation. We have a group called Sabinza on Wheels. We do that even today. And on 25th, I'm doing Sabinza on Wheels in Sydney, Australia. At that time, the theme is nothing but inflammation. We talk, 4 of us, 5 of us talk, 2 Australian doctors, 3 Indian boys. Talk all about inflammation. We could do that.
Right.
We could create a team.
Right.
Because, you see, I'm also gauging this business and the industry. And Rajesh is telling we need to put a team together. I said, do that. I have absolutely no problem. Because unless you give the scientific basis of what you are selling, how can you ask them for the money? You cannot. Unless you can explain to them, how will they be convinced? You must be able to convince them. Scientific basis is the key. If that is what we would trade, that is what we will do, and we will support you in that one.
Okay, sir. Looking forward sincerely.
Thank you.
Why you choose this intellectual property and finished goods from India? I
No. I'll explain. No. I will explain one of the reasons why my thinking went into patent. Remember, at the age of 24, 25, I landed in the US. Until then, I was going to college and spending my mom's money. Now, at 25, I started earning money for myself in the US. So, when you stand on your feet, you think a lot of things differently. And I actually grew up in America. So, I'm the traditional American thinking, let's go for patent. Let's go for a trademark, which I did. But when I looked at the traditional system of medicine here, the way the traditional system of medicine is practiced here in this country, even with the urge from the government of India, nobody wanted to standardize. If we don't standardize a product, the Americans have no clue what they are getting. And time and again you tell them, this is exactly standardized for this much of material. Then you have a winning point there. And there is an HPLC method, you can test that one. Now, traditional system of our Indian system, we are still staying away from that one. My entire hypothesis has been integrate the best in Ayurveda and have it proved by the most modern clinical methods that is available to us today. You integrate them together, you have a wonderful product. Now, allopathy, Ayurveda. I have a term for that one, Aloveda.
There are one more part actually, Doc. Why these products are channeled through direct selling? Why not?
Direct selling. See, I have at one time tried the conventional way of marketing this in this country. Then I realized it's a tough job because the nexus between pharma companies and doctors is a bad one. It's a true nexus. Now, more than me, Ajay could tell you that one because he has been a major chief medical rep for a major multinational organization in this country, but he's with me for the last 10 years. That nexus where you pay under the table to the doctors to prescribe your medicines is something I couldn't live with. So I tried it for 2-3 years and I said, no, not my way of doing it. I stopped it. Network marketers, what you are looking for is an entrepreneurship and you make some money out of this one. You have a much better chance of sitting down face to face and telling people this product is good. This is the science behind this one. Network marketing can do a lot better than the conventional medical rep going to a physician. Now, if there are smart physicians, they will start looking at some of these products, and some of them do. Some of them do.
Sir, I have got a very big opportunity to see you face to face.
Thank you.
I am attached to the company since inception through Mr. Rajesh and Mr. Satbir Singh and AP Singh. 2 questions I want to ask.
Yes.
One is, I am Dr. S.K. Bhasin, having 32-year experience of doctor degree, homeopathy, which is more or less equal to Ayurvedic.
Yes.
51-year degree experience, engineer also. Senior citizens like me, I am 75 year age today. There is an association in all these cities, Ambala, Karnal, Panipat, Sonipat, everywhere in Haryana. One of the meeting was 2 days back, presided by DC. She is madam. One of the meeting I attended, I gave a lecture for the propagation of the company. One question which they asked, they were impressed by my wording and background, because since inception, I am having the details, depth. They were satisfied, but one question they raised, if there are side effects, who is responsible? They appreciated that for old age persons, I am giving a lecture so that prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Diseases will not come. But they have presented one question which I want the answer from your good self.
Yeah. A product that is licensed under PFA, the probability of side effects is very minimal. Now, we do carry product liability insurance in the US, Europe, Japan, and all those markets because the law of the land dictates that one. In India, it has not come yet. But that is something as a policy you should decide, Rajesh. Because conventional doctors, like you said, by the way, when you said 75, you really 75? Huh? Or just pulling my leg? Huh? I would have at best put you at 62.
So second question, sex tablets or capsules going to come.
Yeah.
How much time it will take? I have got advance orders with me. Because of my social work.
Over the
My
years.
engineering is Rosie Roti.
Yeah.
My doctorate degree is social work.
Okay.
That is why I have got advance orders.
My answer to that one will be a very simple one. Over the years, there is a product that we standardized and extracted and exported to US, and there was an Arizona doctor who is a firm believer in ashwagandha. It's an adaptogenic herb. But he finds that as the biggest sex stimulant. I told him, it's an aberration, it happened to you, and you happen to be an MD. And you want me to make a product out of that one, I refuse to do that one. I refuse to do a sex-based product. And I have accepted my failure, and I given that to the Chinese. The Chinese, what they do is they take a brown powder, herbal extracts, and put sildenafil into that one. Sildenafil is nothing but Viagra. And they have been caught 20 times, 25 times they still send that one. That's banned, but there are different ways of making money. But there are good herbs in Ayurveda that is indicated for this one. I must spend some time researching that one and see whether a good product can be developed.
One suggestion I will give you.
Mukunda is there.
One suggestion I will give you. Cow, when she gives a child, 24 hours, strength and energy is there. One of the companies, Dhanvantri, they are inventing. If you make research over there, you can modify. This is my suggestion.
Yeah. Doc, I will look into that one.
Use and
I will.
Because cows' first day milk after the birth of the child is very tremendously helpful.
Benefit. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bhasin.
Can I make one just final comment? See, Ayurveda makes a lot of claims, but today's Ayurveda, there is Ayurveda, then there is commercial Ayurveda. What you see today is commercial Ayurveda. We are not part of commercial Ayurveda. We are science and Ayurveda. You take the advertisement and come some of the channels. Take that oil, put it on your belly, you will be flat. Come on. Makes sense, okay? Absolutely no science. I was asked, why don't you sell your products through television channels? I have the financial depth. I could put up that kind of money and sell also. But how on earth I could sleep when I bullshit people like that? Can't do that. And I see that all the time, and I call it commercial Ayurveda. They use the name of Ayurveda and fool the people, okay? Sami is not into that. Samidirect, at least not into that one.
Thank you. That ends the Q&A session.
Thank you.